Okay. So first of all, thanks for being here. The idea behind this tech social is to have an informal, but also informative conversation about technology. We have the best team to talk about this topic. And today's topic would be ChatGPT, which is a tool or a technology that has been around for a couple of months now. And it's been in social media, people like showing what it does. And it's very intriguing. So to discuss about all of this, we have three speakers. Edgar is also our moderator. Edgar, are you here?
Yes, I am. Hey, Gabi, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. So yeah, so Edgar is also our moderator. He's a full stack developer with more than 15 years of experience. We also have Alfonso, which is also a full stack developer, tech lead with more than 10 years of experience. And we have Miguel. Right now, he's also a tech lead here at Cogen, SAP consultant and full stack developer. So we will be discussing about this ChatGPT. You are welcome to ask questions. You are welcome to have any type of comments that you want to share your thoughts about this. So let's start. So Edgar, you can take over.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, Gabi, and hello, everyone. It's very nice to be here. And I think today's topic is very exciting because we are really seeing a change in the world. We are experiencing that, and we will start experiencing these changes, like every time in a faster pace. So everyone, I think, should be able to know this type of technologies, start interacting with AI, and all of these things that definitely will change the way that we are working and living our lives. So that's why I think it's like very exciting times for us, for everyone. And at the same time, I think there's like a lot of things to discuss about this topic. I see it might be a bit hard to cover all in one session, but at the same time, we just wanted to, share with you guys what we know and what we have seen so far. And yeah, that's pretty much how we would like to start. And yeah, first of all, I'm not sure if everyone has had the opportunity to see how it works. But if not, then maybe I can present my screen real quick so you guys get familiarized with it, right? So let me do that. Yes. Okay, and please let me know if you can see my screen, right?
Yeah, I can see it.
All right, thanks, Miguel. Yeah, so as you can see here, the interface is designed to be real simple. This ChatGPT technology is a product from OpenAI, and as Gabi was mentioning, it was released just a couple months back, so it's really really new. But at the same time, it has created lots and lots of hype in everyone who has tried the tool, because it really can be used to, for many purposes. And based on these kind of things, there are also many questions rising, right? So I think that's also a broad topic to cover. So as you can see, the interface is like really simple. There's actually just this input where you can type things, and then the artificial intelligence that is behind this chat interface would take your questions, and then it will come back with answers. I think the most interesting part here is that these answers many times are really creative and can actually give you ideas that perhaps whenever you are stuck trying to do something, and that's something that I personally have, like seen myself doing, is coming here and just ask for the questions and then start getting some answers and ideas, right? So for example, here I was asking like list some professions that could get advantage of using this tool. And another very important part of this platform is that it's not only like a internet browser or a search engine when you can of course type and then look for the answers. It really structures these answers in such a way that it is also, as I said, creative, right? It knows about the context that you provide. In based on that context, it will give you answers, right? So even, of course, ask for very simple things, but especially when you are trying to use it for work, then there's also many other possibilities, right? Yeah. So I just wanted to have this very brief introduction for us to see how it looks like, a little bit on what you can do. There's tons of things that you can start asking it, and then you will get responses from there. But then again, I also would like to hear from Alfonso and Miguel. Guys, what are like your first impressions on the tool? What's your experience so far? And what kind of applications do you see moving forward, right?
Yeah. Thank you for this great introduction, Edgar. I think it's, if you have, I have been playing with this ChatGPT for a couple of weeks, or maybe 3 weeks, or maybe a month. And it's kind of scary, but it's also awesome the way that you can interact with it, right? Because I think we have been interacting with AI for a while. You know, in social media, there is a lot of AI there in the way that we can receive the content that we want to see. Also, maybe with Alexa in our homes, we can interact with AI. But for example, Alexa is kind of has a lot of limitations in the AI. But here with ChatGPT, definitely is a game changer, and I think it will affect our daily in many ways. Some of those ways could be positive, and other could be negative, depending on the way that we use it, right? Mm-hmm. So I think if you allow me, I can expose my ideas.
Yeah, sure. Absolutely.
I think that the positive ways that it will change our daily tasks. One is we could use ChatGPT in order to increase the productivity and efficiency in our daily tasks, in our job, in our in many ways, right? Also, I think it will allow the automation of many repetitive tasks. Also, business or enterprises could use this automation in order to saving costs or cost saving. And also something that has a ChatGPT is the personalization of answers. You could use it for that, and it can play in both sides. I mean, negative or positive in the way that we use it. Because if we use it for example, I have a product that I sell to customers, and if I use it to respond those customers in a personal way, it could be positive. But if I use it as a means of communications to contextualize the reality, it can be damaging, because it will significantly bias the vision of reality, right? and it's happening in social media, because we are receiving only the things that we want to see, right? And we omit the other, or avoid the other point of views, right? So that's why, depending on the way that humans use AI, it will affect in positive or negative ways. Also, I think in negative points, I think it will further the gap. It will further drive the gap between those who can use AI and those who cannot, right? Also, it could be used for malicious purposes, and it will affect us in negative ways. I think it will be a sudden change in the current professions, but in the medium term, it could become positive, because we will have to learn different professions, right? And in the short term, it could be unemployment, because OpenAI could replace some professions, right? So that's my ideas. I don't know if you want to.
Yeah.
So sorry, Edgar.
Please go ahead.
Yeah, personally, I'm very happy with this tool. Actually, I know we have several implications there if we see the future, but right now what we are getting on the daily activities as developers, it's been a revolution basically. And so good thing here is we are saving a lot of time, developers, because right now in internal projects, we are working with ChatGPT, and we definitely we are feeling right now the benefits. That's important. And right now, remember, we just have a chat interface. Imagine once those kind of technologies start working with different environments. For example, imagine having that structure with AWS, integrated with AWS. So you can say, okay, I need a backend system with that structure. Those are the business requirements. Then please go ahead and create that structure. That will be very crazy. So I know right now, for example, one of those business models we can improve right now with ChatGPT is the virtual customer service agent, right? Chatbots. So I also know, for example, Twilio right now is implemented that integration between Twilio as the backend system. Then the input and the process will be there in ChatGPT, and finally you can have an output through WhatsApp, for example. So that's amazing. That I know I'm right now just projecting the short time, but I really love that I can feel the benefits. It's amazing. So I also have several examples more focused on the developer experience. But yeah, that's basically what I have right now. It's if you are not using ChatGPT right now, please go ahead, create an account and start talking with ChatGPT.
Wait, while it is free.
Yeah,
that is true. Yeah. So for the moment, please, Gabby, go ahead.
Yeah, like one of my question is, especially like, for example, Miguel, how he's talking about how he can use it to connect the backend with some other tools or programs. How accurate is it? Can it be wrong at some point? Can you like completely trust it?
No, definitely not. We have as Alfonso said, I think the problem here is that technology doesn't have enough context as you have. So that's why we also need to close the business models, right? At least for the moment. But at the same time, sometimes you have, for example, those chatbots or those services when you are just getting simple questions. So you can replace that human layer, and you can use ChatGPT. But it's also true. Personally, I'm sometimes copying and pasting code, and I can see several issues. It is, but at the same time, it's very, very quick to get for example, a refactoring. So, but my task right now is to review what's happening, because in the end, I have the context. That's a limitation I can see right now, but that's also makes sense, right? Because you are working with a system that ChatGPT doesn't understand that context you are living every day. So that's the main problem we have. But additionally, I also know this thing is learning every day. So every day the improvement is there. So, but right now we are on this stage, identifying issues.
Yeah, see, if I may add to that, I believe that normally what happens when we are using ChatGPT is that we get some answers, right? And even they have this warning at the beginning when you are starting to use it. They tell you like, sometimes the information that you can get might be wrong, plainly wrong, or even it can be, showing instructions of things that might not be really there, right? So at this stage, at this point of the technology, I think there's still room for it to improve. So it might be the case that it can output the right things that you are looking for, but at the same time, at this stage, you still have to, as Miguel was saying, you still have to supervise it somehow, right? You need to fact check whatever that is coming out from it, because there are like these two possibilities, right? That you get the right answer, or that you get something that sounds right but might not be precisely correct. So, and I guess that also has to do with the way that they trained it with all of this information from the internet. So also in the internet, there might be things that are true and some others that are not. So it still requires a person that is like a specialist and that knows or can research for the right things. And in particular, based on my experience, that's something that still requires that extra step from a person, right? To fact check whatever that you are getting from it.
Yeah, sorry. So sorry.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
go ahead.
Very quick. I also saw like a funny scenario there with a simple question. Someone asked, okay, the arepa, why the arepa is from Colombia? Only that. And obviously, Gabby, you know, arepa is
Arepa is actually
originated from Venezuela. Yeah, from Venezuela. But ChatGPT created an argument explaining why the arepa was from Colombia. So that's a problem, because the original question forced the ChatGPT to create that argument. So that's a problem. So only if you are from Venezuela, you can say, no, that's wrong. But if you are not there, you don't know about your culture, probably you're going to say, yeah, that's true. Okay. So that's the main problem we have right now.
Right.
Exactly. So I think, oh, please, Gabby, go ahead. I think RK wants to say something.
RK, are you trying to say something?
I saw his mic open, or maybe not.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So first of all, and quickly, yeah, he said no. Can you all please add next to your name where are you located, like at the moment? Like, for example, I'm going to put Argentina next to mine, so we all know where we are, if you don't mind.
Sure.
And also, my question was, is this technology like improving and learning as people ask questions, or how does it improve? Does that make sense? Like,
Yes, what I know about it is that at this stage, it has been released as a beta sort of thing. So they want to take this input that we as users are providing, so they can improve the model, right? So I'm not sure if it is something that happens in real time, or it is rather, a process that is happening kind of offline, taking this input and improving the tool. So maybe we would need some more precision there, but it is a fact that they are improving it. And not only that, right now we have this version 3, right? But there are rumors there on the internet that we will soon get a version 4.
Yeah, preparing the version
So
4.
exactly, and then we can also see, like in social media and stuff, like the difference that's going to be having this. They represent it as a chart. Then they show the amount of knowledge or input parameters, right? That ChatGPT 3 has, and it's like a very small dot. And you can see for version 4 that is something huge in that chart. So we can definitely, expect that this technology keeps evolving at a very fast pace, and that it will improve definitely from what we are adding to it. The exact mechanism, I guess, there's something that we still need to keep researching, maybe. But that it is the fact that it is learning and improving, I think that's definitely certain, right? Yes.
Correct. Thank you, Edgar. So I want to ask the audience here, like, do you have any thoughts or questions to any of us, like Edgar, Miguel, or Alfonso?
See, I feel that I'm Raju. Yeah. So I feel that one day, it'll be also a threat to the Google or
Yeah.
Facebook, because you are getting the answers, right? But another possibility is that this chat GPT might have, linked to Google, Facebook, see all the social media. Otherwise, see, it has to collect the data, right? There should be some data from which it is trying to understand. So as the day goes by, every second it is getting so much information is being fed, right? In the internet. So it is always, I feel, that is linked to the internet. And as people are going to use it slowly, there will be a shift. It is just a statistics, right? It has to be based on the AI is nothing but statistics. So it is also a chat, right? Whenever you use the, like, if you have used this open SAP open courses, in that, how the chatbot works. If you have attended that course, it is just it is fine tuning, right? Basically, you will tune whatever the conversations, you feed it, then refine it again, use it. So all that data, it has to come from the internet only. So that is what, like, recently I read that, whether Trump is a racist, and the difference between the John, like a different person, like, so if somebody is racist, whereas the Trump is not a racist, that is how it gave the answer, right? So how much information is fed about that person on the internet, that is how it collects and then gives the answer to you. So that is what I feel like. Slowly, there will be some, it can be a positive thing as well as a negative thing. If the negative is much more than the positive, then naturally the results will be more and more negative, because it is statistics, right? So yeah, that is how I feel it might be working.
Yes, correct. Actually, it's true. I know that the current data on which the engine has been trained is from the internet, and they kind of limited it to 2021, I think. And from there, they took all of this information and used it to train the current version of the platform. And then I think it's also interesting how people start using it and exploring it, because I know, for example, that there's a way, there's like a plugin that you can add to your browser. So by the time that you are browsing the internet, it will take that context, like today's context, right? And it will kind of add it to the ChatGPT knowledge. And then the ChatGPT would be able to use that to keep answering things from the present time, and also from the internet. So, I think, as you mentioned, that there will be this integration, and definitely, as Alfonso was also saying, it really depends on how we use it and how people start interacting with it. And of course, we all want to have like the best version of it, right? And the best outcome, and not focus that much on the negative side. But there are risks there, definitely, that by using this technology are like there, like waiting to happen. And that's something else that we need to figure out as a society, up to what extent we will use these tools, and what will we allow them to do, right? So all of these really interesting questions, I think, and we will start knowing more about it as time goes by, and we all start using it more and more. So, and not only this one, I mean, I think that applies to any other AI technology.
Yeah, just for the record, Microsoft owns the 15% of OpenAI, right? And Microsoft, well, OpenAI or ChatGPT runs in Microsoft Azure. And Microsoft is going to add ChatGPT in the Bing searcher, right?
Search engine, yeah.
Yeah. So very soon we will have a searcher using ChatGPT. And also, Microsoft is seeking to buy more shares of OpenAI in order to add ChatGPT in all of my Microsoft Office tools, in Outlook, Office, I mean, Word, PowerPoint, and those tools. So definitely it will has more and more data every day, and the responses that we will have, it will be awesome. Right?
Yes, that's true. Yeah, I think we have one question from Sai in the chat, and he's asking,
Yeah.
oh, yeah, what effect will ChatGPT have on innovation in creative fields? So, not sure, Miguel, do you want to add something to that? How do you see the future for creative fields like copywriting and all of that?
Yeah, that's also very risky, because at the beginning, we can use those technologies and we can easily create campaigns. We can create, I'm not sure, it's very common for like content creation. You can have a lot of ideas very, very easy. But at the same time, I think this technology is causing, basically, with previous ideas, closing the current innovation. And actually, now we want to be part of the algorithm, not inverted. Now that will happen also with the innovation. But I don't know. At the same time, I also know you have, every time a human has better tools, then we improve the innovation. So I don't have an answer, but I like to see what will happen with that. Because it's also true, if you can easily get information very similar than Iron Man, right? Just talking with that interface. And obviously Iron Man has the context, and from there, with that information, this guy can take a decision. So the same time, we have that powerful tool. So you don't need to spend time researching and elaborating or like creating repetitive tasks. So you can focus on the innovation. That's also cool, but I don't know. Let's wait a bit.
Yes, definitely. I think it's
See,
going to be interesting.
As you mentioned, that innovation, all these things, you know, the idea, if something is published from that only the, you know, it will try to pick up the answer, right? It is not, the brains are the human beings behind this chat, right? So it cannot, the machine cannot think on its own, right? It has to come from the human beings only. So whatever the innovation, whatever is existing in the universe, you know, from that is going to take that information and present to you. That is what is happening, right? It is say, like recently I saw a news saying that this is, students are writing research papers using this chat, right? So how they are able to get that research paper? That means already whatever the research has been done, which is published on the internet, you know, the journals are available on online, right? So it will try to collect that information from the various sources and then present it to you, right? So that is what is happening. Like if you see, people are getting the answers, research papers, they are able to get that right. They are able to write, means all that information is available. So even the innovation, if you want something, you know, innovative thing that has to exist, then only it will present to you.
Yeah. So I think a little bit the difference here is that it is true that all of these ideas that at the moment exist on the internet, they have all been generated almost by humans, right? So this innovation starts from there. And I see two aspects here. One is that all of these ideas get combined in different ways at the moment. And I think that's the value behind ChatGPT, that it recombines these ideas and then presents some others that might resemble the original ones or not, but basically it's taking and combining, right? So you get things that you might not be expecting. So that's one thing. And the other part, as Miguel was saying, this technology is generating content, right? So it might be the case that someone wants to know what should I write in a blog post or on LinkedIn, and then you go and ask the chat, and the chat presents some ideas, right? But at the moment that you take that and paste it in on LinkedIn, I believe that's what Miguel was saying. For the next round or the next generation, that content came from the AI, right? And then it will go back into it yet to generate new ideas, but somehow it starts, like getting more and more content generated from the AI. And then that's a bit of the question, what will happen when much of this content has already been generated by it and retrofitted, right? So I think that's a little bit some of the risks that we might face in the future on how we are generating these ideas and this innovation, right? So yeah, I think definitely this is a very exciting topic. Gabby, I'm not sure. I'm seeing some questions in the chat.
Yes.
Shall we start reviewing some of those?
Yes, we have a few. Kiran asked if, look, how can we best use it for Cogent website? One of my questions was also similar to this, like how can it be implemented in an organization?
Okay, not sure, Alfonso, want to take this?
Yeah, sure. Well, we can use it in a website, as we are saying, to create the copyright, for example, and the tone that we want to use it. Formal, executive, informal, convince, etc. Right? We can say or ask to ChatGPT that give us the copyright for a technological enterprise selling that sells professional service, and I want in a convince tone, for example, right? And my target audience is executives and those kind of things. We can give ChatGPT the context, and ChatGPT will respond with an argument of that we are asking. That's one thing. Also, it could help us to give us the structure in maybe in HTML of the web page, and that's the way that also we can add, for example, a chatbot in the website to answer some questions to the
chatbot.
Yeah, to the customer. Also, we can use it to automate, for example, Twitter or Facebook posts. Also, we can use it to send emails, you know, like an email campaign for marketing, something like that. So as you can see, we can use it in many ways for a web page or even in a complete organization, right?
Thank you, Alfonso, and thank you, Kiran, for asking that question. We have a lot of questions. So next one would be, how is it different from Siri and Alexa? It is just an open source so that anyone can leverage it. Is it two-way than just one way?
Okay.
Can I answer that one through an example?
Oh, sure, Miguel, please.
Okay, good advantage we have. This tool is, if you try, for example, this question, create a Node.js script to create a new Firebase user, right? It's very technical, but basically when you are looking for an answer, you need to research, okay? Then you need to understand the information you are reading, and then you need to decide how to proceed with this question, right? How to implement that solution. So ChatGPT, basically you need to type the same question, and then you're gonna have this generated code. So that's the advantage. You have a quick answer, so you don't need to be here looking for example, here, right? It is basically, you have a quick version, and this is very effective right now, actually. And for example, in a project, we are creating scripts to automate Firebase communication and Firebase activities. So this is pretty helpful. But it is not also for those questions. For example, as Alfonso said, we can improve the personality, right? We can play with the structure. For example, if you want to prepare an interview, you can say, okay, you are a technical interviewer with a Node.js profile. You have a strong personality and you like to ask complex questions. Please generate 10 questions, and voila, we have this one. Okay, and that's a big advantage. You can say, okay, no, please don't be too strong. Please be careful with, and you can start chatting, doing that, and getting even new answers every time. So, and in the end, you can say, okay, this is perfect. I'm gonna use this information because I really like the way everything is there, the structure and everything. So that's basically the advantage we have. So for example, here we can use current code, and you can say, improve this code. Okay, this is a code I had in an interview with an interviewer. So you can see here better code, but you can have an explanation. Okay, and also you can say, okay, now I like to have a better code with comments. And if you can see, we don't have comments here. Now we have explanation in every line. So, and again, a new explanation. Very quick, just to finish that. So I think, for example, right now as developers, we don't create unit test cases because sometimes we don't have time. So don't worry, you can just use the current code and you can say, okay, right now write unit test case. And you can start asking questions there. Now please use in Mocha. You see, this is the advantage, like a personal assistant helping you with your activities. And the last one, for example, here I have a Selenium code. Like, please refactor this code, and you're gonna get a new version.
Put your breakfast in the microwave to keep it warm, or do you want to eat?
No, you can put it on.
Okay. Yeah, that's basically, I just wanted to share this one with you, just to identify what we can do right now. And it is not just asking questions. Even you can play with intentions, with personalities. You can say, please, you are a podcaster and give me an introduction talking about ChatGPT. And you're gonna get an amazing text there.
You can also ask.
I should have done that.
Yeah.
You can also ask, for example, to write a script for a video, for example, and you can again, you can ask for the intention that you want with that video. Maybe it's a how-to video, or it's a pitch video, or it's a sales video. So depending on that, the answer will change, and you can follow that steps or that script that is giving ChatGPT, and you can start to make your video, for example. And just to answer the question, I think it was the difference between Siri or Alexa with ChatGPT. I think the main difference is the data, right? Because Siri and Alexa is, well, Alexa, it's a different AI. It's the natural language conversation that converts the text into sound, into voice. And the problem with Alexa, for example, is that it doesn't has all the internet information. So what Alexa do is just to give you a comment like, what I found in Wikipedia is something, right? And ChatGPT makes those more natural because maybe it is taking the answer from Wikipedia, but it tells you in a very natural way. Okay, and Siri is the same that Alexa. It's just we are giving the data with our daily using. But in the other case, ChatGPT takes the information from internet, and from them it creates the answer, right?
Got it. Thank you,
Just
Alfonso.
sorry to finish the idea.
Question.
Yes, go ahead. Go ahead.
Sorry. Yeah, thanks. That was great example. Live example.
Great.
I just have a follow-up question. Does ChatGPT tracks the searches that we do? Does it get personalized?
Yep. Yeah, it track it.
Okay.
Yeah, at the moment you get like a history tab, and then you can see the different questions and the answers that you got from it. So you have that as part of the service, and you can see it in the platform to the left side. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're saving all of that. Mm-hmm.
Thank you. So Mao had a question. Do you think that in the near future, knowing how to use the AI will become a required hard skill for development jobs?
I'll take that one. I think it's a very interesting question. And I believe not only for development, I think in general, using AI will be like an extension, like another tool that we can use. So you will basically become more efficient, right? In still you would be able to know what you want to do, but you want to extend those capabilities and maybe tackle those small, repetitive, even boring tasks, right? But by using these tools, and then you can focus on the actual business requirement, as Miguel was saying. So I believe that in the future, in not very distant future, we will be using the AI as part of our daily jobs and our daily lives. So I personally, I would highly recommend anyone to start using it and start getting familiar with it, because in the end, it might be the case that not necessarily you will lose your job to it. Definitely a person that knows how to use it will have a huge advantage compared to someone who doesn't know, right? So yeah, I think that would be a good approach to take.
All right, thank you, Edgar. We have 3 more questions. What can you tell me about the transform-based language, especially generative pre-trained transformer model, meeting the needs of healthcare professionals?
Mm-hmm. Okay, in that case, something that I've seen, and I believe it's some of the most powerful tools that we will be using in the future as developers, is precisely the way to fine-tune the models, right? So basically, that means that in the case of OpenAI, they have this API, right, where we can send information and we can send our input, so to speak, and then start getting kind of personalized or customized answers. So I think we will be able to grasp this power or this, let's say, all of these capabilities that we are already seeing in a general way, and we would be able to customize it to particular fields, and then start getting, you know, like the right information, or not necessarily the right information. We need to be careful there in the way that we feed these models, but definitely we can start getting this output customized to the industries and the companies that use them, right? So that is like some more power that is there in that in the future we will start also using and interacting with it. And it all has to do with customizing, fine-tuning these models, and especially, of course, getting the right data to fit this artificial intelligence. So the answers that we get are consistent and really are close to and accurate to what we need. So I think that those are like the next steps for every industry, including healthcare and others.
Yeah, and just to add, I think healthcare has like a very huge opportunity there, because with our wearables that we are creating data in our lifestyle, where or how we sleep, for example, if we do exercise, what is our cardiac, I don't know how to say it,
Like the heart
our
rate,
heart, yeah, the heart rate, and everything of those data that we're creating within our wearables. If we feed the data with, I mean, the AI with those data, it will has like everything. The AI could know everything about us. I mean, in our lifestyle. So if we say to the AI, I have fever and I have a headache, and it completes with our lifestyle, with those data that we're creating with our wearables, it could give us like the what we have, right? As an adapter. Okay. That's what I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so we can start getting more accurate information about our health, right? And even some sort of pre-diagnosis or something. Yeah, that's also interesting. Of course, all of these topics are like super broad. To go in detail for each one, it would require
specific
sessions. Yeah. But then again, it's also exciting to start with this conversation and start getting familiar with it and getting more knowledge, right, from everyone. So yeah. Okay, Gabby.
Can I add something to that?
Sure,
on
Mo, please.
healthcare. So not that long ago, I was in a talk with a specialist in that area, like data scientists for healthcare and all that. And he said that there was a lot of research about that, and especially with AI, there was this AI that they were developing about like your tweets and how do you act, how, yeah, basically a person acts on social media, so it can like detect if you have depression or not, and it fits on the information that some people have like in their tweets and all that for before these people had some serious problem with depression, or they know they had depression at that time. And I think that's pretty it's a pretty good sign of how the AI is developing for specifically that case of depression and healthcare on social media.
Yes, that's yeah, pretty interesting. We will start seeing all of these patterns more and more, right, in our daily lives. So yeah, let's get used to it and use it to our favor. Okay, thanks, Mao. Gabby, would you like to take another question?
We are coming to the end of the session. I was asking also data.
I'm sorry, Gabby.
Sorry, Gabby.
Not hear so well.
Oh, sorry. Can you hear me now?
Yeah,
now.
that's better.
Yeah. So I was saying we are coming to the end of the session, and let's take one more question. Radhika was asking, will this not cause a data security issue? How secure is ChatGPT?
Yep. Alfonso or Miguel, would you guys want to take this question? Shall I go?
Yeah. Well, yeah, definitely it is a risky a risky. Well, I mean, there, for example, in the case of development, right? There is a study from Stanford University that the code that is developed using AI tends to be more buggy and insecure. Okay, so I think that's why we need to be careful and we need to have caution how we are using AI, right? Because if we only do like a copy paste, definitely it will be a very risky way to use it, because it will allow to have more and more attacks or hacker attacks. And imagine that you are working for a bank and you are responsible to build something with your money, and you use AI and you copy paste, it will be very buggy and insecure. And definitely we need to be very professionals and use it. I mean, today as just as an assistant, in order to be more productive or to be more efficient, but not to copy paste, right? That's my thought.
Yes, thank you. And it is also true that whenever you are starting with the chat, you get these warnings, and they also tell you not to disclose sensitive information, right? All of these data privacy, topics are things that are also in development. This service right now is like open to anyone that registers and enters the system. In the end, it's in the cloud. It is not open source as such. It's proprietary technology from OpenAI, but we as users can go and try it, right? So it is encouraged that you don't disclose sensitive information. And eventually, I'm pretty sure that they will find a way in which you can take like a private repository for your data or something similar. So you can start using it without concerns. But at the moment, it is highly encouraged that you don't share any of these personal details that in the end would be there floating as part of the input. And that will come most certainly in the future. So yeah, I mean, that's another topic, whole topic to keep discussing. Yeah.
All right. So someone in the comments was saying how we should have another session regarding this ChatGPT, since there were a lot of questions unanswered. So I think it's a great idea. We can connect here next Thursday to continue this topic. Before you go, I just want to mention that we have a strong team of AI developers, conversational AI platforms, and solution engineering team. So if anyone here is looking to explore the possibility of a potential solution, reach out to me. I'm going to leave my email right here, and I'll be happy to connect you with our team. Thank you so much for being here till the end. It was a great session. Edgar, Alfonso, and Miguel, anything you want to add?
Nothing. Glad to talk about it. Awesome. Thank you so much.
Just to say thank you for your time, and we are glad to be here. So if there is another session, it will be awesome.
Good.
Yeah, I also want to thank everyone. I think it was a very nice session, having this open conversation, questions, sharing our experience working with it. And as a final thought, please go and start trying AI technologies,
Definitely.
namely ChatGPT or any other. But it's high time for us to get into this revolution and like start taking advantage of it. So yeah, thank you everyone.
Thank you so much, everyone. I'll see you all next week then, so we can continue with this topic. Thanks for joining and have a great afternoon.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
See you next
Bye-bye.
Thursday. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.